The following episode will contain spoilers. You have been warned.
You're listening to Cinema IRL, the podcast that throws you into the movie and asks the question, what would you do? And now, Cinema IRL.
I wish I could switch places for just one day.
What would you do?
Put yourself in my shoes.
How do we handle this?
What would you do?
Put yourself in my position.
What would you do?
Now it's your turn.
Yeah, screw dogs and cats. I want a pet dragon.
Okay, we've got some talking to do here.
Well, but yeah, it might wreck the house. It'd have to be an outdoor dragon.
Okay, yeah, we'll talk about this. How to Train Your Dragon is this episode's movie. A Viking boy named Hiccup defies centuries of tradition by befriending a dragon named Toothless. Okay, well, it wasn't named Toothless. He named it Toothless. However, when an ancient threat emerges that endangers both species, Hiccup's friendship with Toothless becomes the key to forging a new future.
Yeah, I'm going to start immediately with a what would you do?
Okay.
If I were Hiccup's parents, I wouldn't name Hiccup Hiccup.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe there's probably a story to that. Admittedly, we walked in a couple minutes late here, so maybe they said that, or maybe you have to be familiar with the franchise to know that. I've got to think there's a story there. You don't name your head Hiccup without it being a story. Like maybe he was a hiccup in his mom's birth control or something like that. I don't know.
The Vikings and their birth control, of course.
So this film is obviously part of a bigger franchise. You and I have not seen any of the other films.
I always meant to because I like dragons. But yeah, no, I've never actually seen any of the animated films.
Right. So this is our first introduction to anything pertaining to How to Train Your Dragon. And we follow our young hero, Hiccup, who is somewhat of a failure in his father's eyes. His father is the head of the village, and he is this just unsuccessful, clumsy kid that is just not contributing to the greater good of the village, and they're basically just like, get out of our hair, go home. And the dad goes off for a while, and Hiccup goes to training academy for dragon slaying. And as all of this is happening, he also happens to catch a young dragon in a trap that he set, and he tries to kill the dragon and can't do it, and instead frees the dragon, and the dragon pretty much just growls in his face and flies away. And in the meantime, he and his other young mates are being told that if a dragon ever comes up, has the opportunity, they will kill you, murder you, torture you, that they are the worst creatures on the face of the earth. And Hiccup's over here saying, well, this dragon didn't hurt me. What's up with that? And slowly but surely winds up finding this dragon in the wild, realizing there's a problem with his tail and he can't fly, and befriending him and learning that dragons are actually friendly.
Yeah, we've seen this movie several times since we've started doing this show.
Okay, I know what you mean, but go ahead.
I mean, I'm just saying, like, Legend of Ochi would be one. And I just had the other one in my brain of what it was. But I'm sure there's a lot. I mean, the Zootopia.
Yeah, it's definitely a formula of, this creature, this animal, this entity is bad, and we have to kill it.
The protagonist has an overbearing parent of some form who doesn't understand, and through the movie eventually comes to appreciate it and understand, and that the child was correct, and the child has to go on this journey of trying to befriend, but it being difficult because they don't want to, and between some perseverance, they eventually do, and they all come together at the end to take care of some larger problem that they need to take care of.
Yeah.
I mean, that's...
Yeah, no, it's definitely a formula, and check the show notes for links to those other two movies and the What Would You Do's there.
I mean, hell, Lion King.
Lion King? How so?
I mean, a little bit. I mean, Mufasa dies.
I mean, there aren't humans there. I mean, basically, humans are terrible. Human adults are the worst. And our next generation is the one that's going to light the way for us. So,
wow.
So I have some mixed feelings here on this film, and I am who I am, and if you listen to this show regularly, you know who I am, so you probably can suspect where I'm going to ultimately go. But there are several what would you do's here, and number one primarily being Hiccup. You are not someone who has a killer instinct, and you catch a dragon, can't summon up the, I don't want to say courage to murder the dragon, because it's not courageous, it's actually cowardly to be a murderer. And then you start realizing that, hey, we are encroaching on their land, we are taking their food. The dragons aren't attacking us, they're just trying to survive.
Yeah. That's why whenever there's like a coyote around in the area and they go after a dog, you can't blame the coyote. The coyote's just trying to eat.
Yeah, I mean, and
But we just got to protect the dogs.
yeah, I mean, as a dog guardian, you certainly have to be uber aware when you're in communities that have coyotes or any other prey animals who are driven out of their natural habitat by houses and concrete roads, and they're just looking for food to survive.
Do not want your little dog becoming Yodi bacon.
Yeah. So what would you do if you were Hiccup and you had this secret of you have a dragon you go and visit after Dragon Slayer classes?
Oh, yeah, that's the other thing, too. It's supposed to be a secret friendship before somebody else finds out.
Yeah.
That's part of the formula as well.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, hell yeah, I've basically tamed a dragon.
Yeah,
I
because he's learning all the little what his friend dragon responds to, and he's using that in dragon school to.
Yeah, like, okay, instead of killing this dragon, he works for me now. I mean, if you could go into war and instead of killing the opposite enemy soldiers, you just took them and now they fight for you. Well, that's a better outcome than killing them.
Well, I mean, that's kind of imprisonment.
Well, no, I don't mean imprisonment. I'm just saying if you could do that, then it would be great because you just, you're on my side now.
Yeah, I see, and that's the issue I have with the ending here, because I'm Amber and I care about animals, is that turning them into little worker bees to serve your needs is enslavement. It's domesticating them for your own personal gain, when really the dragon should just be able to coexist.
So yeah, here's my thing. I didn't see them as being domesticated.
Well, they were ridden. They were performing jobs around the village.
So were villagers.
Well, yeah, but they chose to. Did the dragons choose to have harnesses put on them and do all this? And obviously, I don't know.
Yes.
I'm not familiar with the series. Maybe they did. Maybe they didn't.
I mean,
they seemed happy enough. But the point is that they were being domesticated. And my issue is, why can't we just coexist with the dragons? Why do we have to domesticate and imprison them?
Listen, I get that. I get that philosophy. But here's my thing. If we coexisted with dinosaurs,
if they were friendly.
If I could domesticate a Tyrannosaurus,
mm-hmm.
One, amazing. Two, I get to. Because it's a Tyrannosaurus. It can do whatever the it wants. And if it wants to hang out and be domestic, fantastic. And that's kind of my thing on the dragons is,
well, I think
they're
there's
there if they want to be there. And if they don't want to be there, they're just going to leave because they're a freaking dragon.
Well, and see, that's where the line is if you domesticate an animal, then you are responsible for the care and well-being of that animal.
But I don't know that they were domesticated.
If you establish a relationship with an animal and be like, hey, you're friendly, I'm not going after you, you're not going after me, we can coexist. That's how the earth is best served, is coexisting with everything and everyone, knowing that we're all not out to get each other, we're coexisting.
And you're talking about the humans riding the dragons. Do you know why the humans rode the dragons?
Because they're lazy and they can't walk up the hill themselves?
No, because the dragons would squash the humans if they tried to ride them.
Really?
I mean, yeah. I mean...
Okay, that little chubby dragon with the little flitter wings.
Okay.
Oh, my gosh.
He was kind of adorable.
Adorable.
Though I do find it funny that they all had their own little dragon in the end. Like the twins got the two-headed dragon, and the fat one got the fat dragon, and it was just like, oh, you have your dragon counterpart.
Yeah. No, I'll let my amberism be there. I won't hammer this anymore. But yeah, I wish that they had just accepted that dragons were friendly and they didn't need to be murdered and we could all coexist.
I mean,
I just didn't like the, hey, we're working at the village doing all your chores now.
But here's the thing as well, okay? So in 2025 is one thing, but if it's Norse times, presumably like 12...
Norse times with kids that talk like it's now times.
That is true.
That was a weird thing going on with that film. So we're in this ancient time, but they're all talking like, deal, that's cool, and all kinds of talking like they do now. That was like this very weird, contrary thing that was happening in the film.
It's because they needed to, because it's basically, I mean, it is a kid's movie, and they can't just all of a sudden have them talking
I
a certain way.
cometh to the mountaineth. Yeah.
But no, I mean, if it's...
Yes, things were harder. People need help. That's why they use camels and horses and all kinds
Like,
of other animals to cart their crap around.
There's a certain point in history that from that point backwards, I'd be perfectly fine being a carnivore. Perfectly fine, because it hits a point where you need something like that. Like you're actually...
you didn't have a 7-Eleven.
Yeah, you didn't have 7-Eleven. You didn't, and you didn't have that great of an advantage over the animals. But yes, you could figure out tools and stuff like that. Like probably up to the gun, up to the invention of the gun, I'm probably okay with it. Gun's just cheating. I mean, one could argue that a bow and arrow is too, but
so is the fishing pole.
But I mean, you got to eat. It's just like the dragons had to eat. Humans have to eat too, and they saw the dragons as taking away their ability to eat. So they saw them as a threat. And it's a threat you got to get rid of. So
Wait, they saw the dragons interfering with their ability to eat?
Well,
How?
maybe they're I don't know.
You just made that up.
Well, they certainly took a whole bunch of their lambs.
The sheep, yeah.
So
They were hungry. Everyone's got to eat. Everyone's got to eat.
I mean, a Viking likes a good mutton chop, I guess.
So what would you do if you were put in this situation where you have to go to Viking training to learn how to murder dragons, and on the side you're developing this friendship with a dragon and you realize, wow, we've got it wrong here. They're actually gentle and kind if we're not, I don't know, trying to murder them all the time. Because that's something, I mean, you think of, that can be as basic of a parallel as having to dissect a pig when you're in 10th grade.
Well, the truth of the matter is I feel like the training wasn't learning how to kill a dragon. It was learning how to survive one.
Well, no, because he ultimately won the competition,
Well, yes.
and the competition was to be in the ring.
Yeah, he was
with
the best he was the best at surviving, so now he gets a chance to kill.
Yeah, I mean, the ultimate goal was to kill a dragon, which, again, how effed up is that? So they have these dragons they've captured. They put them in these dark alcoves where they're all sealed up. And then, I don't know, the winner of the training gets to just murder a dragon for fun.
So, no. Well, listen, here's what I'm going to say, okay?
A caged one that's trapped and cannot fly away. See, and that's that dragon, its first instinct was it wanted to fly away, but they had chains over the top of the arena, so it couldn't. It did not want to fight. It did not want to hurt. Its first thing was it wanted to get away.
Here's the way I see this one, okay? For one, Hiccup drew the freaking small straw on that dragon, because like you had the little cute fat one and a couple of the other ones. This was a big freaking molten on fire dragon.
That dragon's on fire.
Yeah, seriously. And I get your point that we shouldn't do that, but from a killing mano-a-mano type perspective, you have this massive freaking dragon against a kid, a shield, and a dagger. Like, honestly, I'm putting the money on the dragon, 100% in that fight. So, like, it's not like they're trying to shoot them down and using.
Well, he chose the dagger. He had a whole bunch of other more lethal weapons.
But they were all still manual weapons. It wasn't like shooting a gun.
Yeah.
Like, he actually would have had to do something manually with that. I'm more okay with that because it's not with the humans having a massive advantage. Now that said,
I mean,
if you're killing just for sport, I'm never okay with killing just for sport. I mean, I don't know, maybe dragon meat's good. Never tried it. And I mean, killing for self-defense is fine.
killing for enjoyment makes you a sick mofo.
Yeah, I mean,
Stop listening right now if you want and hate me, but I'm sorry, it does. There's something wrong with you if you get enjoyment from killing.
I mean, I get it. You're those people. You have to learn how to kill dragons because you see dragons as your major threat, and you've never had a reason to see them as anything other than that. So you're gonna want to raise kids to learn how to kill them. I don't know that I love the idea of using the Colosseum as a way of doing that. I don't think you need to publicize and make this a big thing. I mean, you probably do have to use real dragons because what the hell are humans going to use that are going to impersonate dragons? I mean, yeah. How do they catch that many dragons? That's a lot of dragons to catch.
Yeah. I mean, the poor dragons that got captured and stuck in there because they were dark little holes in that Colosseum. Yeah, no, okay, so first of all, yes, I understand this isn't real. And yes, I understand that in more ancient times, you cannot go to the supermarket and get Cheetos.
Yeah, back in the day,
that.
you had to do what you had to do.
I get that. That said, I'm me, and I'm just not going to think of
Animals
using animals as tools. When you use a camel to carry things, like there's actually something, and I'm gonna get my facts wrong because I was only partially reading, but you look at places where they use camels in tourism, and the camels aren't adequately fed or watered, and they actually collapse. There are so many ways that we as humans use animals as tools in transportation strictly for entertainment, and that I don't. If you're religious, if you believe in God, I don't believe in a God that would want his creatures imprisoned or mistreated.
Yeah, I mean, listen, 2025, we are at a different time. There is no need for humans to use animals for transportation, period, full stop. You just don't need to.
Well, there are some underdeveloped countries where actually you do. They don't have Teslas running around the dirt roads. But
I mean, even a lot of those still have like motorbikes and stuff like that. I'm just saying an animal is not necessarily going to be your best mode of transportation in maybe 1% of the world, maybe. But my point is go back 300 years. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Like it was fine. Like man superior to animal, man domesticate and use animal because superiority. But when you hit a point where that superiority becomes so great that you no longer need it, like you're doing it because you need to, not because you want to.
Well, and there's a fine line too between you utilizing and again we're crossing periods here because the movie was a way back when kind of a thing, and we're talking about things now. But there's a difference between utilizing an animal to help you do something and giving an animal backbreaking work and not taking care of them. But in this case, it was neither of those. Through the bulk of the film, it was a fear that was basically rooted in a misunderstanding because Hiccup's dad hated the dragons. They took his wife, Hiccup's mom, and they are evil, and they
I mean, I kind
need
of
to
get
be
that.
killed.
If you took my wife, if you took you away, I'm probably going to hate your kind too.
And we don't know what was happening of how she died or why she died, but the conflict in this film is really rooted in misunderstanding. Both the dragons and the people, they're just trying to survive during a difficult time period, and the dragons have their challenge in being kind of dominated by their own crazy, monstrous sized queen, and the villagers are just trying to survive on a mountainside, getting enough food and to survive. So it's really rooted in seeing everyone else as a threat. And I think you can even look at that as today, where people see everyone else as the threat. Oh, this is happening because of them, or I need to fight them. And if we just seek to understand, a lot of our conflicts in general can be resolved with just open communication and understanding and curiosity.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. Do we have any other characters we want to pick up on? I mean, most of the characters were not compelling characters.
No, they weren't. I mean, they were supporting cast for Astrid, who was the one who was the rising star that was expected to be the winner of the Dragon Slayer training camp, and the dad who was somewhat ashamed of his son for being a bit of a buffoon.
Completely.
Yeah. I don't know. What would you do if you were Hiccup and, I don't know, you fell from the sky and your pet dragon saved you and then you lost the lower part of your leg and now have a peg leg?
I'm good with that. Totally good with that.
Versus dying altogether?
Yeah, I would say you lose one of your legs from below the knee down or die in a pit of fire.
Yeah.
Actually, the truth is you wouldn't probably die in the pit of fire. And you don't even...
That pit is on fire.
And it's not even the fall. The fall wouldn't kill him either. It's just the sudden stop at the end.
Yeah, I know you like that joke.
So he goes splat. He doesn't even have to worry about burning because he goes splat as soon as he lands.
Yeah.
It's just going to be a little warm on the way down. But as you know from firewalking, if you keep going through it, probably fine.
Yeah, no, I've firewalked twice and I didn't have even the smallest little burn on me.
Yeah, well, good for him to have a dragon that would want to come save his ass.
Yeah. So my last what would you do is, what would you do if you had a friend? I don't want to use the word pet here. I'm going to have a friend dragon who you both have a mutual respect with one another and you're both mutually agreeing to help one another. And if your friend dragon is amenable to carting your butt around in the skies, where would you like to go?
Everywhere. Freaking everywhere. I've got my own jet plane essentially at this point.
Yeah.
Let's go everywhere. Yes, it doesn't have to be a pet. Even if a dragon's a pet is a pet as long as the dragon is okay with being a pet. And if it's not okay with being a pet, bye-bye. He just leaves.
I love that one of the places they flew was up so high that they saw the northern lights.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I'd go everywhere. And I wouldn't have to worry about paying for an economy class anymore.
We hope you enjoyed our episode. Thank you for listening. And to catch all the new episodes, please subscribe. We release 2 to 3 episodes weekly, so we'll have new content regularly. Until next time.